mic on? Hey, is anybody home? Hey, it's Halcon. We're back again. How you guys doing? This is episode 14, I think. Yeah, episode 14. We've done a lot of things. Yep, we have. So, quite a bit has changed since my last recording. It was the weekend, and I did a lot of streaming. A lot of streaming. And so, that's available at my Twitch channel. You can go catch up on a lot of the videos that are there. Just to look for the last few days. Today being May the 4th be with you. And so check out the second and third, and you can kind of keep track of what we did when we did it. Well, let me give you a look around here and see where we are now. Okay, so last video we did a dungeon crawl. We came out with a lot of loot. That was pretty cool. And then we went to building. Pretty much. We've got some advancements. You can tell my armor is pretty cool looking, right? And here's the best part. Watch this. I can now fly. Yes, that's right. Okay, so let's go take a look and see where we are. Oh, this guy. Does he live or die? Uh-oh. Do you live or die? Uh-oh. He doesn't want to talk to me. Okay. Okay, we fixed that problem. Alright. I figured that's probably the best thing to do with those guys, because they just hang around forever. This is where my base was in the last episode, right? And I had like mechanism here, and I had some chests here. This is actually going to be the entrance to the main base. It's going to actually not be called a base much longer, but it's going to head back here like this. And we're still in the process of trying out different bricks and whatnot, see what I like. It's a work in progress. Oh, I didn't put torches down there after I cleaned that out. I have night vision, thanks to these wonderful, thanks to the wonderful armor, we're gonna just throw down a few torches here because I don't want things roaming around my base. Words are difficult today, just saying. It is a little early for me. I've got a lot to do today, and I just wanted to get this video out before I got too busy in my day. I've got work today, so that's a thing. Okay, so we had a hallway that went off this way to like another part of our base, and so we've got this thing completed now. Well, it's not completed, but we can get all of our things done here. It goes up to level 40. So yeah, we can do it to level 40. We're getting ready to upgrade when we move this. We're going to upgrade it so it can go up to level. What did I read that it was? The hell level enchantment stuff goes to like level 140 or something like that. Yeah, we're going to do that. Okay, so this is kind of our portal room, where we have a portal to the mining dim, a portal to the nether dim, and then of course the nether. I have this charm that I made. It's called a portal charm, and it basically allows you to instantly pass through portals. So if we go into the nether, you can see there's like no delay. There's no like wiggle. It's pretty cool. We spent a bit of time here, right? We are not afraid of anything in here anymore. We're not afraid of anything yet. Still. Okay, that was kind of confusing. And then this is like the entrance to the other part of our base, where this is where we've moved most of our stuff. So this is our primary area right now where we're doing most of our work. It's unfinished. We used to have more gardens in here, but we've only got one now. We still do the Infernium, and we have all of the Infernium going into a level 3, a tier 3 crafter from RF Tools. And basically, this allows you to have multiple recipes that take place. And since we take this stuff in, the Infernium, and we're like converting it, we just keep converting it to each of the levels until it gets to Insanium, and then it exports the Insanium into this box. and we're just powering it with mechanisms, a biogenerator. Great little portable generators. This is primarily my main crafting area. I've been using the mob farms. I stopped at golden for right now because, well, they're really cool. So you can't do mob farms right now because for some reason Silk Touch isn't working on mob generators. So this is the next best thing, and basically you use a lasso. I'll show you the lasso. You use this lasso right here from the tiny mob farm, and then you go up and you right click a mob, and you can toss a mob in there, and then it will tick depending on its level. This is gold level, and it will tick periodically, and it has a chance to damage your lasso, and it will continue to farm that mob every tick until the lasso breaks, and then all the loot goes in here. It just has to be next to a chest, and it has to be next to an empty inventory, and it just pops in there. That's how we were able to do our Ratlantis portal, is we just kept capturing Pied Pipers, and we would throw them in there, and they drop these fragments, and you take these fragments and you make this token, and you can like right click with the token, it creates the portal. That's our treasure map we did. So we went and found that treasure. That's why it's all green and looks like a map. We didn't explore that top corner up there, but we just kind of went up and we found it. Anyway, we have rats. I had 4. One's missing. I don't know what happened to it. It shouldn't be missing. Maybe you have to have 1 per cage, even all the cages are connected. But let me get out this rat here. This is Mrs. Cheeseworth. Mrs. Cheeseworth is wearing a hat. You can actually take the hats off and on. It's an officer hat, but it looks really cool. And the rat mod so far, everything I've done in it has been really fun. You can make the rats do certain jobs. We haven't really got that far into it. I think that's coming up. I think we're going to play around with rats quite a bit because I really like it. It's a lot of fun. Our inventory, this is basically mostly things in these chests are things that don't have an EMC value. Okay, some of the things do have an EMC value, and I keep them out just so that they're easy to get and whatnot. So, oh yeah, okay. So we need to talk about vampirism. We'll talk about that a little bit later too, if I can get everything squeezed in time. So I'm a level 9 vampire hunter. So if you look at my character, my health bar, you can see I've got a level 9 down there. So I've made this alchemical cauldron, which I haven't used yet, but it allows you to do some alchemical stuff with the vampire mod. And then of course, every vampire hunter is going to need this hunter research table. And we'll kind of go over that later. We talked about this room. Okay, go to the next area. This is my cat, Nara. Hi, Nara. And then down here, we've got, of course, this room is what we use to change our seeds for the mystical agriculture. And it's just temporary. Just needed a place to put it. And this is our portal to Ratlantis. Right? So we're not going to do that either. You can check out my stream. And we were streaming when we went into Ratlantis. So there's quite a bit there. And the fiasco I had of trying to find the portal back. In here, this is where we've been doing our emerald growing. So we grow the emerald essence and all of these. I finally got them all filled out. We make a lot of well, this makes a decent amount of essence to make emeralds. Okay, this energy condenser is no longer available as of version 2.4 of the mod pack. Okay, so I had made this in 2.3. I only had 1. You can't replicate it, you can't duplicate it, you can't build it, it just exists. So I still have it and I still use it, and basically I take all of this emerald essence, I filter it into these 2 machines, and then it makes emeralds and puts them in here, and I'm turning it into red matter. Right, so I'll grab that, and that's this room. Alright, let's go to the next area. I'm going to put this these emeralds, this red matter in here. You can see we have a lot of EMC. We could go crazy with EMC and make a lot more. I could do 50 times the space we're using for these emerald essences, and I can do a bunch of other things as well to try to create more EMC. But I like having it at this pace because it slows us down on our armor. right? So we've got the gem armor, which is really cool. We're going to try other types, but now that's what we have. We only have gems in the helmet and in the chest. We haven't done the legs or the boots yet because we haven't gotten enough EMC. It takes about a day or so of playing to get enough EMC from my farm over there to get enough to buy the pieces to make these. The helmet is really cool. It gives you night vision. It also gives you water breathing. So there you go. It doesn't advertise that, but I can breathe water, and I believe it's the helmet. I haven't tested it. I guess it could be like something else I have, but I'm guessing it's the helmet. Okay, let's see. Turn this way. All right, so we saw that and that and that. All right, what time of day is it? It is about sunrise. Okay. A little note about my town. My town is a death trap. Anything that gets any of the villagers, the townspeople, I have torches everywhere, right? And this has like been a recent thing, and it doesn't matter. The Pied Pipers, they seem to spawn wherever they want, and they have rats, and then they will spot a villager and start blowing their little flute thing, and the rats will attack the villagers. I can't kill rats with a bow or hit them with a sword. However, the guard can. But the problem is they're at a level that they keep dying, so it's not a thing. And I put up these walls, right? And this is to keep mobs out, mostly barbarians. And I put this is like, my last server. I put fire around the whole wall, and it goes around the entire place, except the harbor. And this is a new problem. Oh, yeah, I've got ships. So here's a tip. You can only have one ship per colony. I have the ability to go into admin mode because I am running my own server, and I did it for aesthetics. It doesn't do anything for me to have extra ships except for the look, and I can't build like this yet. That's going to be next week. Yeah, right. So I wanted a few extra ships, so I went in admin mode and I spawned in a few more ships. But they don't do anything to change the balance of play. They're just for looks. Everything else, though, is all by hand and using EMC and whatnot. So the guard tower is here. Every time I have a guard, they die. They either die to a fight of a Pied Piper, or they will walk around this wall and go stand in the fire. So it's kind of a thing. I'm like, okay. And this is to keep out barbarians. So I have to have my guard now not wander. And basically, she just sits in here, and this is what she does. Which I don't like, but until I can get that fixed, that's kind of what we're dealing with. You could tell if you go back to a previous episode, this is like all high hill back here, and I flattened it. That's taken quite a while. We got a university over here, right? So I just started researching barracks, the first research in military, so I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but we have a new guy right here. I paid for this guy. I paid an emerald for this guy. Look at his stats. He's got like 20s and some like near 20s. A couple of these are pretty weak. But for what he needs to know, he needs intelligence and I think it was knowledge and intelligence or something like that. And he needed it for this job, I think. You can go in here and you can go into this. He needed knowledge and mana. Those are the two things you need for this job. And he has those really high, so I'm hoping it helps the research speed. I fired the person that was there that had like a 1 and a 2 or something like that. I don't remember exactly. I rebuilt our koi pond. It really works well with the Asian theme that we're building here. So it should have fish. I can't say for sure if it does because they tend to disappear, and I'm not sure why. But it had fish in it. It doesn't now. There you go. It's still kind of a work in progress. I'm still moving things around and testing things out. However, I really like it. And I set aside this little garden area here inside the town so I could have some trees and whatnot and try to make that cool. I really like it. We have our town hall, which is level 1. We have a home here, which is level 2. And we have a builder's hut level 2. And another home that's level 2. Restaurant that's level 1. The restaurant when it's level 5 is going to be awesome. And then we have another home over here we just built. Just built it late yesterday. So we have our whole town here building out, and we've been like trying to level out some more land. I'm going to put a mine over here somewhere. I think I've decided I'm going to put the mine back in this corner over here. I want it as far away from that as I can get. Let's see. The village hasn't changed much. We do know a little bit more about these things here. Right? This is called a village totem top. Basically, not all villages have them, but some of them do. If they have them, then the village is designated towards a faction of either vampires or vampire hunters. This one, when I found it, was vampire hunter, and it remains so. What can happen in these is you can have raids by vampires, or if you happen to find, and if you're the opposite faction, you can go into one of these and you can create a raid by right-clicking it. It won't let me right-click it because I'm a vampire hunter, and this is Vampire Hunter Town. All of the village people had eventually ended up in here like this guy, and they were all in here, every one of them, and I had to go through with a mob catcher and pull them out. When I did that, I put them all out like in this area, so we have a lot of farmers since they started out next to the farm, except for this guy. He started off as a expert, what is it, a vampire expert? Hunter expert. And you can like talk to him, and he will like take vampire souls and trade you items. I don't know how to get vampire souls. I haven't figured that out yet, but we're going to figure that out because the vampire mod is another mod I really like in this mod pack. Now that we know how to find vampire books, which I will describe to you in a little bit. Okay. I've been through a lot of dungeons and gotten a lot of loot. We have a lot of interesting things. Let's go back real quick to the base, and we're going to talk about the vampire mod. Oh wait, I gotta show you the tower. So let's go back to the tower up here. So I started creating my tower again. This one's a little different, relatively the same, but it's a little bit bigger. I like these steps that I got. And this is all gonna be done still. This is just all unfinished area. But you go up these stairs. It's pretty cool. It has like this little landing, and then you continue going up, and then you go inside. Like I said, this isn't done yet. It's got a ways to go. I moved my tier 3 ores into here. Right, we're going to actually do tier 4 ores next. So we need to build a couple of more things. We need chemical injection chamber, chemical infuser, electrolytic separator, and a thermal evaporation plant. All of those things except the thermal evaporation plant can go in here. The thermal evaporation plant is going to have to go out here. And I've got to build it in such a way that it doesn't look like what it normally looks like. So I've got to camouflage it, bury it, whatever it is I got to do. And it's going to probably be like in this area somewhere. And it's probably going to look like another tower. It's just going to be much smaller. And I have to have the top exposed because it uses solar panels. So in here, I used a different staircase this time. I like this one better than the last one. It's a little bit more spaced out and airy. You walk up, and boom, go to the next level. It's like it's unfinished. I haven't even got stairs or ladders to the next level yet. Anyway, that's that tower. It's been raining a lot here. That's a true fact. It rains so much that it's crazy. Okay, so I was able to finally get true flight. Let's talk about that before we talk about vampire hunters. So, true flight. Okay, it was pretty cool. I had to go to the end to get true flight, but I wasn't actually going there for that purpose. I needed to get some stuff from the end that wasn't that necessarily, but it was time for us to find it. So, what I did was, let me bring up my map, bring up the outside. I started looking around for the end, and there it is. So it is actually over here. It's not that far from where we are. So I got a bunch of Eyes of Ender, and I started following them until we got to this area. There's a town here, and then there's like this thing underground. What do you call those? A chasm that goes in. And you went down the chasm. I started searching. So all of this area is like the Ender Portal dungeon, and it is there. I found it. I fixed it. And we went and we killed the Ender Dragon, and we got the Elytra. So if I go back, So let's get out of that. We got the elytra, and we built this here. It's called an angel ring, right? And that goes in the angel ring slot of our little tab here. And we've got a couple of charms. We've got a portal charm and a fire charm to protect us from lava. But if we go to look at the angel ring, it's pretty easy to make once you kill the ender dragon. When we killed the ender dragon, he had dropped the elytra. I thought you had to go find it from like the ender castle or dungeon that exists that isn't on the main island when you appear, but the dragon dropped it for me. That happened in a stream, so if you check out the streams again, you can kind of figure out how I got that, where it came from. And it takes a lot of diamond, okay? When we're dealing with AMC, diamond is not really a big deal. And then once we made that, then we just needed to get blocks of gold, some blaze rods, and some feathers, and now we can fly. We have true flight, which is great. So we get our chest piece instead of wearing a jetpack. Okay, so that was how we got flight. And then let's talk about the vampire hunter thing. Okay, so we're going to do this real quick. I guess maybe we should have like a video where we just talk about vampirism. We could probably do that. So the biggest problem we had before was vampire books. We couldn't find them. You couldn't create them. You know, we were killing all kinds of vampires looking for them. I don't know if they're on vampires. I've never found one on a vampire. However, they are in dungeons. If you go into if you go up on the map again, and you look around for the dungeons, what is that? Is that a tree or a huge diamond? I don't know. If you look around for dungeons, like here, I got this one marked on my map. You'll see them on your map. They look like these. They look like towers. Right? They look like towers like that. If you find those and go in them and you just start searching all of the chests, eventually you find them. I found one in every dungeon that I've been in so far, as long as I've gone down pretty deep. And they look like, let's see if I can find my vampire. They look like these. So I have my JEI modified to give me more information about the items when I mouse over them. But it'll have like the name, like this one is called Sanglis, and it says Vampirism on it. But it's obviously a vampire book because it says in the extra text there, vampire book, and they actually work. But they all have different names, right? Animals, Venatio, and if you can take these and you can open them. When I found it, I didn't know it was a vampire book when I first found one. And you go in here and you can't read it, right? This one only has one page. Some of them multiple pages. And actually, I'm not sure if that's a language or not. It might be a language, and you might be able to read it. I can't read that because I don't know what language that is specifically, and I haven't tried to translate it. But that could be a thing that someone could try to do, because actually maybe it is transcribable. And then you find those, and you use those to level up. Through level 4, you don't need a book. When you go to level 5, you need a book. And you take the book and you put it in this table with other things that it wants. In this particular, for like level 5, it was like a normal book, right? The ones you make with leather and pages. And I think it wanted a fang or blood from a vampire, one of them, just a normal vampire, and then a vampire book, and it made you level 5. And then it gives you a new book. You take the new book that you got, okay, and it's called a like a hunter's training manual or something. I'm gonna look it up. It's called a Hunter Intel, and then you'll get it for level 5 for when you do level 5, and as you go up the list, you'll get one for each level until you get to level 14. No idea how you become level 15 yet. We're only level 9. I can get 3 more levels because I got 3 more books, but we're not ready to do that yet. And you take this Hunter Intel book and you go back to the main vampire hunter trainer that you'll find in a village, and you give the book to him and he'll want something else. You take the something else in the book, you give it to him, and he gives you a level. That's how it works. So we could technically, now that we know how to find vampire books, we could have become a vampire and we would have been able to level up as a vampire. Okay, so that pretty much takes care of where we are now from when you last saw a video. And we're going to keep working. Most of my playtime is going to show up on Twitch, mostly because I can play for 4 or 5 or 6 or more hours a day, and I can't record all of that and get out videos and edit it. That's just a ton of editing, and I was trying to manage, but as you notice, there are gaps between videos and how I've progressed, and I spend a lot of time talking about progression, and then every once in a while I'll do a video that's of me just doing some like dungeon crawl or building something, and we're going to continue to do those, but the amount of playtime that we're putting in, I'd have to do like 4 videos a day to make it so that we can keep up with what I'm doing, and that's a lot of videos. I like to edit and I like to do all that stuff. I really do. It's just a lot of it, and so we're going to try doing this. So check out my Twitch stream. It has some stuff recorded there. You can kind of skip through. There's a lot of videos that you can just kind of skip through the like 4 hours or 5 hours of playtime and pick out the areas that look interesting. But yeah, but anyway, I appreciate your support. Hopefully you've learned a few things about this mod pack and where we are. Hopefully I'll be able to teach you some more things. And yeah, take care, and we'll see you soon. Hey, later, Pete's.